right. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. No matter where you are in the world, I want to welcome you to this live presentation tonight. Well, I don't want to say presentation. I want to say live conversation that we're going to have tonight, guys. This is going to be absolutely phenomenal for you. So here's what I want you to do first and foremost, guys. You know how I always say you got to share this with somebody else because we love and care about the people around us, and we want to make sure they have the information that they need. So make sure you take some time right now and send a link to this video to somebody else so they can get this information and they can understand exactly what's happening. Because I just heard it. I was just talking to my guy Ken. He gave me a word and I'm going to use it. I want to steal it from him right now. I want you guys to be a part of the momentum, right? And I want you guys to be a part of it tonight. That's why we're doing this. That's why we have so many people that are locking arms with us, that are ready to run with us and ready to go. And guys, you saw on that flyer all of these incredible people. It's like the Mount Rushmore of passive crypto and everything that you saw on the flyer. It was so much of a privilege for me to put that flyer together because all of these gentlemen I have so much respect for, and all of these gentlemen are great in their own right, and we can all come together with something that can totally impact the lives of people around the world. So I want to let you guys know that, man, you're in the right place at the right time. I know it sounds like a cliche, but it's absolutely true. Now, I want you guys to get excited tonight. If you are excited, you can hear me loud and clear. Can y'all do me a favor? Drop a 777 in the comments really quick for me. Drop a 777 in the comments or in the chat really quick for me. 777. I want to know that you guys are here. You're loud and clear. You can hear me loud and clear. I want to know that you guys are here with me. There you go. I love it. I see the 777s coming in. I really appreciate you guys doing that for me tonight. There you go. I see it all coming in. You guys are excited. I love it. Now I want to make sure that you guys got this also. I need you guys to make sure you got one of these. Got this. This is my wife's. This pink is not mine. I just want to let y'all know that up front. This is my wife's. But I want to tell you, this is, I need you to have something to write on. I need you to have something to write with tonight. I need you to take some notes, because once you hear this information, you're going to be blown away. And you're going to wish that you had taken some notes so that you can understand how you can get involved, because you're going to want to get involved tonight. We set aside some of our time to make sure that we get you started on this tonight, because we know that you're going to want to right here. I want you to do this for me really quick. Any preconceived notions about what this could be, I want you to go ahead and throw that out the window, right? I don't care what you've seen before, right? I want you to understand you're looking at something that's absolutely phenomenal. You guys probably, some of you all probably saw my story that I put out today. Let me tell you this, and I'm gonna bring on these gentlemen. Just to preface everything with this, just the token that we're gonna talk about that's involved with the project that we're gonna share with you all tonight. It was launched on, the version of this token was launched on my birthday, July 21st. I believe it was at $1. These gentlemen will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was at $1. And then today we're looking at about $62, $63 that this token is at now. Now I want you guys to understand, like, you don't need to know crypto, but all you need to know is good math, right? And you know that you are in the right place if you got a token that's moving like that, right? And I want you guys to understand the reason why it's moving like that is because of the power of this project and the way it's set up for everybody to win. So I hope you guys are ready. Get loose, get some movement going. This is going to be an exciting call tonight. This is not, look, we're not going to PDF you to death. I want to tell you that right now. This is not death by PowerPoint. Tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to share some information and we're going to have a conversation. But this is one of those conversations that can change your compensation, because it's already changed compensations for other people, especially some gentlemen that are on the line right now who are saying, look, let's share this information so it can change the compensation for other people around the world. And we're doing that right now. We have there's so much going on. I don't want to keep talking about it. I don't want to belabor the moment, but I want you guys to welcome to the stage with me. Welcome to the live with me, Mr. CPMD, right? He don't need an introduction, right? You guys know who he is, but we got CPMD in the house. We got the consultant in the house. We got Herschel Crow in the house. You guys know him as well. So I want you guys to look, welcome these gentlemen to Mount Rushmore of passive crypto, right? And I want to tell you guys, man, these guys are great in their own right. But we'll start with QB, Mr. CMD, and let him introduce himself and talk about what he's excited about tonight.
Oh man. Well, man, first off, man, appreciate you having us on to come in and share with you tonight. We are all aware of what you bring to the table anytime you come into a project. The presentations that you have done in the past for these projects to really just get the info out to educate the masses. You do an incredible job. You articulate yourself so well, and that's a skill that you just either you got it or you don't, right? You and you actually have that, and I know that you've done a lot to help a lot of people, even through some of the bumps that we've all endured and made it through. But it's all prepared us for this one moment, right? And I don't think if the things that would have happened, over the past few years would have happened, that I would be here. I probably would not be here if it weren't for those things. So, everyone that's on tonight, just know that you're in the right place at the right time. You've got the right guy heading the ship, leading the way, and Mr. Deloach. And I'm just always honored to work with you and to be friends, right? Just to be able to hang out, man. I can't wait. You gotta come back to Houston, man. We're gonna do that again and hang out and get on the rooftop and do a little grilling or something. So yeah, I appreciate you having me today. And anything you need from me, I'm here.
Man, that's incredible. I appreciate you, my brother, man. We're gonna do great things. We're going all the way to the top together, man. We're gonna be on the rooftop in Dubai sometime soon, man, or somewhere like this.
They actually trying to plan a trip for this project. I think maybe November-ish, maybe, hopefully October, November, maybe. It was in the air. It's not official, but it was in the air.
Oh man, that sounds awesome, man. We got some plans to make then. Let's do it.
All right.
That's good stuff. Now we're gonna move. Also, we're gonna jump over to the consultant. Man, I met this gentleman a while back, and I'm telling you, he the way he handles himself, right, and his posture and his poise, and what he does, and he sounds like he's a radio host. I don't know if he does like that. He needs to start his own podcast or something, man. But with everything that he's doing, but he's a gentleman that garners so much respect. When he is in a room, people respect it, and I respect him and his greatness and all that he's doing. But I'm not going to steal his thunder. I want him to go ahead and introduce himself for the people who don't know who he is, and just talk about what you're excited about tonight.
Oh, wow. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, brother.
Absolutely. Thanks, bro. Man, it's a pleasure to be here and to be on this panel. This is like you said, Mount Rushmore. I'm like, wow. But I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, I don't think there's a lot that have grinded out the last 4 years like we have in crypto. So I received that, I do. I really, really do. I appreciate it. But it's about the collective. It's about a group of individuals coming together with the same mindset, with the same type of tone, the same type of posture. And really, this just, for some reason, I don't know, this hit me earlier, but it's something we've heard over and over and over the years. If you've been in home-based business or networking or entrepreneur, solopreneur, whatever, but a winner never quits and a quitter never wins. And that's what it's all about. A winner never quits and a quitter never wins. And that's my story. And I'm sticking to it because I never quit, right? 2015, 16, I discovered what Bitcoin was, the white paper, and I became infatuated with it. I became just a student of what it was, the blockchain. And I realized for the first time in my whole life that people had real power when it came to financial tools, financial instruments, financial transactions. For the first time, I realized someone created something where we as people, as a collective, peer to peer, could really have power. And if you've paid attention since 2015, 2016, all that, you've been seeing what's happening. The power has shifted, but the power remains. We have the ability to still take advantage of it, right? But you see corporations, you see governments, you see continents, you see institutions gobbling it up, right? Because there was real power there. Just understand that. If we could figure out a way to come together as a collective, right timing, right concept, proof of work, proof of all these different things that make blockchain work, make it tick. We've got real power. And I really feel like we found a power play here with what we're going to be having a conversation with you all tonight. So not to keep going, but it's just a pleasure to be here. I'm really, really excited. It's been 30 days. I still am like, we haven't even done anything yet. 30 days in, and lives are definitely being impacted in a way that I've never seen. So thanks so much for the invite. And I'm glad you're a part of this squad, a part of the team, my friend, my brother. It's a pleasure to be back in the saddle with you. And we're going to do some amazing things. Appreciate you.
Absolutely, man, brother. I appreciate you. As you guys can see, man, he dives into crypto like never before. There's one thing I know about him. He goes into the nooks and the crannies of everything of crypto. He wants to know all about it. And if you're not connected with him on social media, you need to definitely connect with him on Facebook and everything, because he goes in. So guys, we got somebody absolutely phenomenal here on this panel that I'm glad to be here with, man. And it's such a pleasure. So thank you once again for agreeing to be on.
Absolutely.
And thank you for the contributions that you've made to this space and all the lives that you've impacted. Now we're gonna move on to this brother I met not too long ago, Herschel Crow. I actually was sneaking in on a presentation, if you will, in a training sessions and stuff, and I think it was either Ken or QB that invited me, and I was sneaking in. Let me tell you something, man. I've been on a couple of Zooms, and this gentleman that I'm going to talk about now, he's one of those gentlemen that you do not want to be caught without a notebook and a pen around, right? If you see him on a Zoom meeting, you want to make sure you got a notebook and a pen together, because he is a wealth of knowledge, right? He is dropping bombs. He articulates stuff in a way that you can really understand, and he helps people so much. And he takes the complex things and make them plain for all of us. So I'm going to go ahead and let Mr. Herschel Crow go ahead and talk about what he's excited about tonight and introduce himself to the people on the live tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Deloche, for having me. It's truly a pleasure. Everybody's, paying homage to one another. But you guys have really, really paved the way for a lot of people in the space. But here's one of those things, me, myself, I've only been in the crypto space in and of itself for the last little over between 4 and 5 years. Myself, I've been in the financial sector for the better part of 25. However, I'm no different than anybody else. The only thing that may be different with me is that I've taken the time to actually go head first to learn it. I like absorbing the information and trying to figure out what makes things tick. And I've had the experiences that I'm pretty sure a lot of the people in your audience have when it comes to crypto. We've all seen the good, the bad, the ugly. We've had some, some exciting times. We've had some woeful times. Over the years, I started trying to figure out what were the things that were causing the failures. And if you can identify the causes, then you can start preparing yourself to limit the losses as you continue to move forward and learn how to identify things that are more likely to succeed long term than not. And the project that we're going to be discussing or having a dialogue about this evening is one of those projects that when I saw it and I started dissecting it to find out, whether or not it was going to be something that I wanted to move forward with, it just kept checking all the boxes. And I'm still trying to find something that tells me otherwise, but I can't find it. And every single day, it just keeps getting stronger and stronger. And I'm excited to be here this evening to share any nuggets of information that I may have to, your audience, in hopes that they may be able to see some of the things that I see and find something that may be, a true value proposition for them and or their household. So thank you for allowing me to be here this evening, and I'm excited for not just this evening, but what I believe will come out of this evening moving forward.
Absolutely incredible, man. This is good, and you guys can see right now, You see why we have him on here, because he's going to bring some incredible value. I mean, and be ready for some value bombs to be dropped on you tonight by any of these individuals, because I'm telling you, they have a wealth of knowledge. They have more knowledge about this project than I do, right? So that's why I was like, I need to get the experts on, right? I need to get the guys that are in the trenches on tonight. But let me ask you, let me ask you all a question in the audience. Let's get you guys engaged. You guys know how I do it, right? So I'm gonna get you guys engaged. For all the people who are willing to be real with me tonight, right? I want to ask y'all a question. All the people who are sick and tired of the rug pulls from the percent daily ROI platforms, can y'all just drop a 1 in the comments or the chat for me? If you are like, I'm tired of people playing games with stuff with me, right? You go in, you want to trust these projects, you want to do all this stuff. How many of you all are just tired of it? Just tired of it. Just be real. How many of you all are just tired of it? We get sick and tired of it, right? We don't want another. We don't want to experience nothing else. We try to give a project a chance, and the next thing you know, they're playing games. There you go. We got the ones coming in now on the chat. That's what I'm talking about. Let's highlight some of these. We got Tori coming in saying 1. Look, sir, look, I just want the audience to see. These are the people who are tired of this stuff, right? Tired of the companies playing games. Tired of the same old thing happening over and over and over again. There you go. Sick and absolutely fed up. You guys see exactly what I'm talking about right here, right? And you're probably saying, well, why are you saying that, Anthony? Why are you stirring up these emotions? Because I want you guys to get emotional, right? I want you guys to get mad about the way these companies have been playing in this space, because I've always heard in this space that MAD stands for mad, but it stands for make a decision. See, once you get mad, you'll be able to make a decision on doing something different, right? You'll be able to make a decision on something that is really going to help you get to the next level and help you achieve your goals, right? Now, I want you guys to get this. Here's one of the things they told me that really sold me as well, right? I'm gonna cover a couple things that they told me that sold me on this. The first thing is, right, I wouldn't say the first thing, but it's one big thing. Nobody has to approve my withdrawal. We talk about we're talking about real blockchain project where I don't have to wait and see if you're going to approve my withdrawal or not. Now, if that's big for you, I'm gonna get y'all to participate, because I don't want y'all to. I told you we're not gonna PDF you to death. We having a conversation. This is how we're gonna get y'all in the conversation. If you agree with me that that's a big thing, that you don't have to wait for somebody to approve your withdrawal, drop a 2 in the chat for me. Drop a 2 in the comments, and look, if that's a big thing for you. See, because we've been in those programs where they play the game and they say, well, look, we're not going to release your withdrawal. It goes to pending and it never comes. It's 24 to 48 hours. It's all of this stuff, right? And you, like, we get sick of it, right? That's one thing, right? So that's one thing that we're talking about. But here's another thing, right? I want you guys to get this. Total blockchain transparency. If you like that, real transparency. Not the fake transparency. They put some fake charts in the back office. We're not talking about that. We're talking about real transparency, right? That's another thing. How about affordable so that it's available for the masses? That's huge, right, guys? You know when Herschel said it's checking off the boxes, right? What about a coin that is operating in the right way so that it's not a pump and dump, has the things in place that it continues to grow, that it continues to prosper, it continues to make moves, right? We can't give you any financial advice. We're not being financial advisors, but what I want to tell you is we can look at what's happening and we can make a logical decision off of the information that we have. And what we have now is a token that's a top gainer. It's a trending token on coin market cap right now. That's a proven fact. So if we just look at the facts, this is amazing, right? I think, and you guys can correct me, jump in and correct me anytime I'm wrong. But here's another thing. You could get involved. This is one thing that confused me at first, right? Because I was like, what does it take to get involved? You could get involved with I think it's less than $100. It's $100, something like that. Does that work? Right?
That's correct.
I'm telling you, This is absolutely phenomenal here, right? So if you could get involved with $100, a real token that has momentum, nobody has to approve your withdrawal. And look, how many of you all on here? Let me see if y'all got what it takes to do it. How many of you all either have a MetaMask wallet or you know or heard of MetaMask before? And in this audience, we should have everybody, but let's drop a 3 in the chat. If you have a MetaMask wallet, or you at least know what MetaMask is, right? Because this is going to put you ahead of most of the people right there. Drop a 3 in the comments in the chat. There you go. This lets me know that all of you all are poised and positioned to take advantage of one of the next greatest wealth movements out there. How about see, this is what I call passive income, and I'm gonna let you guys jump in, but I'm just sharing what's exciting to me. What I was saying last night, I said when we have the conversation about passive income, I don't just think, hey, that's just money for doing nothing. That's what I want to do. I want to just get that. That's great. It was great when you could get it. But how about this part of passive income where I can get money for things I am doing anyway? If I could get paid for things I am doing already, that's another form of passive income. Right? Now, let me take it to another level. I said this last night too. Some of us need to get paid for things that we should be doing anyway, right? So some of us need an incentive to do the things that we should be doing. How many of you all, let's be honest, because I'm gonna put my hands up twice, right? How many of you all said you could get a little more fit right now, that you can stand to be a little more fit than you are right now? It will help you in your life to be a little more fit than you are right now. If that's you, drop a 4 in the chat for me. Drop a 4 in the chat. Say, look, you know what? I got some fitness goals. Drop a 4 in the comments and stuff. I got some things that I am trying to accomplish. I know that this is going to help me with my longevity on this earth, everything. You see the 4s coming in? Let's show the people the 4s dropping in here, right? People know. This is majority of the world, by the way. I want y'all to get this is majority of the world. They know it, whether they admit it or not. I need to be a little more fit, right? I need to do that. I need to get on that wave. And here's what most people don't have though. They don't have an incentive that could get them wealthy while they're getting fit. They don't have an incentive that could potentially get them rich while getting fit, right? So if you do have, how many of you all, if getting fit could get you rich, you would do more things to get fit? If getting fit could get you rich, you would do more things to get fit. Drop a 5 in the comments, right? If this is what's stopping a lot of people. They say, what's the incentive? You know what the incentive is? You know what? I can make $100 a day. I could come in, I could do this. Imagine if you just I can make $50 a day. Let me hit my goal. Let me go out on that extra run. Let me do an extra mile. Let me do a little weightlifting and running. Right? Let me do a little more. So, guys, this is what we're talking about right here. And here's what I want everybody to know too. This is not at the point of saturation. A lot of times you get involved in stuff and it's already at a point of saturation. Can I tell you guys that this thing is not even closer? You're at the early bird stage where nobody knows about this yet. It's less than 2,000 people a part of the project right now, right? So what does that mean? There's 7 billion people on the earth, right? And we just validated that majority of them will tell you that they need to be more fit. And majority of them would be more fit and do more things to get fit if they had an incentive to do it. And there's only 1,500 people that are involved right now. You know what that tells me? That we're in the right place at the right time and we're positioned for success, right? This is where you want to be. This token, what if it goes from $60-something to $1,000 and you're able to ride that wave? What if it goes to Bitcoin prices? Why? Because it has utility. It has all the things in place. As Herschel said, it checks off all the boxes. What if this thing goes to 10K? I want y'all just to sit back and let that marinate for a second. Let that sit in. Let that sit in your spirit for a second, right? What if I'm here at 60 and it goes to 10K? I don't know. Look, you know how we can validate this? Let's talk to the people who got in at $1 and rode the wave to 60. I don't know, QB. How did it feel for you? I don't know. What is it like for you to go from $1 to $60 riding this wave because you had the foresight to see that this was going to be something amazing?
Well, I can tell you this. Everything changes quickly, very fast, because we have all been in a place where, we've taken some hits and some blows. And, honestly and truly, I just told myself, right near the beginning of this year that I was just going to slow down. Like, I didn't have funds to just keep dumping into these different things. I had to make sure, like, I take care of, the necessities and, responsibilities. So it really just stopped. And I said, we're just going to wait until the right thing comes. Like, I believe in and trusting that God will send the right things my way, but I'm not going to keep doing the same things that I was doing before that I knew didn't work, because it's insanity to keep doing those things and expect that, okay, I'm just going to magically get a different result now. So it was just a matter of just really sitting back and waiting. And then always, I say the relationships are what's most important, because the relationships that you've created over the last decade or 2 decades of your life, they come back to you and they bring the opportunity that you've really been needing. And it comes through that relationship that you built a long time ago. And that's how this happened. Really, it was just relationships, working with the right people, being connected to the right people. Well, the opportunity presented itself. And, and I mentioned yesterday, you're not late to the party. And I was saying that to you because if you would have saw what we saw 6 months ago, you probably wouldn't be here, because it wasn't ready. It wasn't what it was 6 months ago. But although we knew that the concept was created in a perfect way and it made sense, it was different from everything else that we were doing, we knew it was something that could sustain itself. When the creator just said, you know what, I got it. I know exactly what I need to do to make this thing take off. She went and did it. And she says, I want you guys to be the people who take it and run with it and lead the charge. And so because of that timing for us and the positioning and the relationships, we got to get in very early. Some of us got tokens at 30 cents. 30 cents. So you look at that return. And I guarantee you, majority of those people who did buy it under $1, because there were a few tokens that were released, to some of the people who were in the beginning of this thing. We still had to buy them. It wasn't given to us. Nothing was free. We all had to take that chance because we didn't know. We just believed in what was presented to us, and we thought that it had what it needed, the legs that we could really take it to where it needed to go. So we spent money. I spent money that I really probably shouldn't have spent. I'm just being honest. I sold every coin I had. Asked me if I have some Bitcoin. Nope, I sold it. Asked me if I have any more XRP. Nope, I sold it. Doge. Nope, I sold it. I sold all of these tokens because if this project would do 1/10 of what the founder told us that she believed it could do, I would outgain any of those 3 tokens that I sold by far. We might be lucky to see Bitcoin double the way it's been just sputtering. And we know they have a bunch of whales there. There's institutions there that don't want the price to go up. They want to accumulate. Guess what we don't have here in MoveQuest and GetFit? We don't have whales. We don't have people to manipulate and hurt the ecosystem. We don't have it here. So, yeah, you know, we man, it's been an incredible ride, but we're just seeing that, man, we hadn't done anything yet. We've seen some things happen, but we have zero momentum. Like we haven't run into that momentum where we have 500 people coming in a day, 1,000 people coming in a day. That day will come. So when you think, are you late? You're absolutely not. You have the time, you get yourself positioned and get in front of this wave. And like you said earlier, ride the wave. It's been incredible. It's been life-changing. I'm telling you, to be able to go from a place where it's like, man, I don't really know, like it's time, uncertain times, right? To be able to just come back in 4 weeks, 5-6 weeks down the line, the portfolio that you know we've been able to create, it's massive. I think probably all three of us are probably top 10 in the tokens that are holding it right now, or top 15 for sure. So we're talking about a lot of money that we've been able to accumulate in a short period of time. And guess what? None of us are doing. We are not selling because we already see what's about to happen. We see it. Back to you.
Yeah,
that's a pretty chart, man.
Absolutely.
That chart is pretty, boy.
Let me address that as far as the chart is concerned, because a lot of people will look at that and be like, oh, okay, when is the V shape going to start forming? When is the dip coming? Okay, yeah, cool. Y'all had fun for a month or what have you, but it's coming. Somebody's going to dump. Somebody's going to pull out, or whatever the case is. That's what makes this different than everything else that you've been associated with thus far. Anybody on here that's been around me for a while, they know I always say this, and this holds true with this project and any other one out there. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm going to keep it to the crypto space, but this holds true outside of the crypto space as well. If you think back about all of the projects that you have invested in that is no longer here today, that you lost money in, that had you going through some sleepless nights, or that has a website that you can't pull up anymore, I want you to think back and ask yourself this question. What product, service, or solution did they actually provide? What product, service, or solution did they actually provide that people either needed or wanted in large numbers? And I'm willing to bet you that when you go back, you will not be able to identify a product, service, or an actual solution that people wanted. The only thing that people wanted was financial gain. But they couldn't sell that because they didn't have it to sell. We get allured by fancy websites and nice stories and presentations. But when you pull back the hood, there has to be some substance underneath it. And that is what attracts me to this project. Because in order, see, yes, this token is on the open market, and anybody listening right now can go to the open market and purchase it right now. It's listed on Uniswap, the largest decentralized exchange in the world. You can go get it right now. But I'm from the country. And in the country, the old folks always used to say, would you rather have a glass of milk or the cow that produces the milk? You can go buy the token, or you can go buy the token and allow your physical activity to be utilized in conjunction with a digital miner and allow you to produce the coin on a daily basis. You get rewarded for providing your physical activity that generates a hash, just like a Bitcoin miner solves a complex mathematical equation, only to serve as a consensus mechanism to validate transactions on the Bitcoin blockchain. Over here, there's just a different consensus mechanism. We're using our physical activity that generates a random set of numbers that creates a hash that validates that that activity is true. It's no different than Bitcoin. Matter of fact, the entire premise behind this platform follows the Bitcoin white paper almost to a T. The only difference is this is not a blockchain project. It is a crypto. It's not a blockchain. It's a blockchain project riding on a blockchain using blockchain principles. Basically, it's a blockchain without being a blockchain, and it follows the tokenomics. And specifically, this follows the tokenomics of the Bitcoin in and of itself. So one of the things that I really want to make sure that is covered on this call tonight is that, Mr. Deloach said, you got people on here that's sick and tired of being sick and tired. You already have your MetaMask wallets. The barrier of entry is extremely low. A person can actually get started up and running for as little as $65 to $70. But here's how it works. And it's almost gamified in a way in that anybody can participate, but you have to have at least one miner to start generating daily digital rewards. At least one. A miner costs $50. The reason I said 65, a few gas fees here and there or what have you, but one miner costs $50. Each miner comes with mining capacity. The more mining capacity you have and the more physical activity you do allows you to generate more daily digital rewards. And that digital reward is the MQT token. So instead of having to go buy the token on the market, if you can position yourself to have the assets that also appreciate in value that you own, that will actually generate you the token on a daily basis, now you have a perpetual machine that cranks them out on an ongoing basis. And as the value of them increases, see, this is the part that most people miss. If you understand anything, and if you haven't read the Bitcoin white paper, I challenge you to go do so. If you don't like reading, or if you can't read, guess what? It's recorded on YouTube. Just put in recording of Bitcoin white paper and listen to it. Understanding how this works, how crypto actually works, because a lot of people don't know what Bitcoin itself is. Bitcoin itself is a reward. It's a reward. The miners get rewarded Bitcoin for validating transactions on the blockchain. We get rewarded MQT, the MoveQuest token, for providing our proof of physical activity on a daily basis. But just like Bitcoin, if you were to go back in time and you were if you go back to 2009, 10, 11, and 12, if you had the ability to start mining Bitcoin, knowing what you know today, back then, everybody under the sound of my voice would be Bitcoin miners right now. If that is true, here's your Bitcoin moment. But the barrier of entry is a lot less, and the upside potential is actually much greater. Why? If you're not already sitting on a couple Bitcoin, I don't want to bust your bubble, but you won't become a Bitcoin millionaire. You're going to have to find something that is in a position that's going to grow enough over time to get you there. That ship done sailed. This one hasn't even made it to the harbor. It's still being manufactured. And right now, you have the ability to be one of the ones that pulls the cart down to the water with this particular project. Because there's only a certain number, just like Bitcoin, there's only a certain number of tokens that are distributed on a daily basis. So right now, and I'll just use the real math, right now there's 2,500 tokens distributed each and every day. And there's less than 2,000 people currently mining the token. So if a large number of people are making 4, 5, and 6 tokens a day. What does that mean? That means that there are people that are making less than 1 token every day if it's only 2,500 of them. But here's the thing. If you could go and get 3, 4, 5 Bitcoin a day, think about 2009. If you was getting 3, 4, 5 of them per day back then, what would that every day? What would that look like today? Well, right now you have the ability to go and get 4, 5, 6 of these per day right now. But here's the thing. As this community grows, and I predict before the end of this month, we'll be between 5 and 10,000 people mining this token. What happens when you have 5 or 10,000 people, let's say 10, but there's only 2,500 of them available? Now that number will increase a little bit, but for the sake of this conversation, but you only have 2,500 tokens. That means that if everybody had the same mining power, and if everybody put forth the same physical activity, that everybody would be getting maximum a quarter of a token. But we know this is the real world. And everybody's not going to put forth the energy. Everybody's not going to actually acquire the same mining capacity. But for those that choose to engage at any level right now, a fraction of a token that's $62 right now. Let's say you had a 10th of this token right now, and you was getting a 10th a day. Well, that means every 10 days you're getting a whole one. That means you're getting 3 of them a month. What happens when that token is $10,000 a token? Then you would say, well, Hersh, you speculating. Who knows this thing will ever get to 10,000? It's not speculation, it's math. Why is it math? Because the way the ecosystem is set up, these are not speculative numbers. These are numbers that are based on usage of the platform. The more people that engage and actually use the ecosystem, because we have to submit our daily transactions. So, and I'll go back because here's a question somebody's going to have. Well, what happens when new people stop using it? Nothing. It keeps generating. Why? Because every single day, remember what I said before, you have to have a product, service, or solution that people either need or want in large numbers to survive. Well, guess what? Once you've purchased your mining equipment, which are digital NFT assets, we call them miners. Once you have acquired them, you own them for life, just like a piece of real estate. It's just digital real estate. You move every day. You sleep every day. So you're going to be earning something every day. Now, the question comes down to this. If all you had to do was open up your phone, like you already doing, you check Facebook, you check Instagram, you check YouTube and everything else, why not open up one more app, the GetFit Mining app, and click one button that says submit and provide your physical data and get rewarded for it? You already own the equipment. So if, and every day when we click submit, there's blockchain gas fees, but there's also platform transaction fees. As long as the reward on the other side is always larger than what it is that it costs you to submit that transaction, who's going to stop submitting? It makes no sense to stop submitting because you're getting more than what you're paying. But because those transaction fees exist, liquidity is constantly being driven into the platform. And as liquidity is constantly being driven into the platform, you start seeing a stabilized economy. So the value of the asset stays stabilized. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, people gonna buy, people gonna sell. We're all here to be able to sell our tokens at some point, but we're not all selling at the same time. So everybody's submitting daily. People are claiming daily. So liquidity is constantly coming in. And as you learn more about the ecosystem, you'll learn about our evolution process, which is what you go through when you see how this platform works, and you say, well, wait a minute. If I have more power, if I have more strength, I can actually produce more digital rewards on a daily basis. Then let me evolve up to get that additional power. If I'm able to do that, two things happen. One, I'm earning more, but I had to contribute to the ecosystem in the process. And that contribution to the ecosystem helped feed and stabilize the economy as well. This is no different than the financial world that we live in today, that we've grown up in, that we're accustomed to. What do I mean by that? Right now, if you really think about it, you have your corporations, your businesses that are out there. Then on the other side, you have households, the me and the you of the world. And what happens? We buy goods and services from the companies. Products and services is what we buy. We pay them for those products and services. So the companies make money from us buying those products and services. But who works for the companies? The households that's buying the goods and services get up in the morning, they go to work for the companies that make the products and services. They bring revenue in, and what do? They cut a check and pay the people that working, providing the labor. They cut the checks to them, and then they turn around and spend the money back into the ecosystem. That's circular economics. That's the world that we live in. This platform is no different. We have the GetFit mining ecosystem. We have the people, you and me. GetFit mining provides the platform and the miners. The people, you and me, we buy those miners, so we send our digital assets to the platform. Then we provide the proof of physical activity, just like people provide labor to the companies. And the platform or the company or the ecosystem generates a reward, just like a paycheck. And we want to keep getting that paycheck, so we keep providing proof of physical activity. And just like you, when you get ready to go to work for that corporation, you get in your car and you drive. But guess what? They don't put gas in your car. You take what you got from your check, you put gas in your car so you can get back to work, so you can get another check. Same thing here. We get digital rewards, but we have to pay to submit. We have to pay the gas fees and the transaction fees to submit that data. Circular economics. Round and round and round, it continues to go. So as more people come into the ecosystem, there's more liquidity coming to the ecosystem. But remember, there's a finite number of tokens that are being issued on a daily basis. So if the people utilizing the platform outruns the distribution or the release of the tokens, create the buy pressure on the token is driven up at a very rapid pace. And we're starting to see that. Again, we don't even have momentum yet, but the tokenomics and the way the ecosystem works, we're actually feeding it and it's feeding us back. It's hand in hand. And we're trying to expose as many people to the ecosystem as we possibly can so that they can benefit from a thriving environment. Just like we want our normal fiat world to be thriving. But in this instance, they can't go print more tokens. There's only 21 million tokens that will ever be in circulation, just like Bitcoin. We have a halving every 4 years, just like Bitcoin. Right now, as we're growing, there's only 2,500 tokens being distributed every day. That will, as more people come in right now, that will escalate up to and plateau out at around 5,000 tokens per day for the next 4 years. After 4 years, the number of tokens being dispersed every day will be cut in half for the next 4 years. And the last token will go into distribution in year 2059. So this is not an ecosystem that was designed to be here for the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. And then we're going down the road trying to find the next one. This was actually built and structured, like I said before, just like a blockchain, to work like a blockchain with a self-sustaining perpetual ecosystem. And as long as we help feed people or build a community of people that's utilizing the platform, the value of the tokens will continue to go up. But because there's a limited supply, the more people that are engaged, the higher the price or value of the assets within it. That is what attracted me to it. That is what has me excited about it. And from what I'm seeing in the general public and what's starting to happen within this ecosystem, that is what I believe is going to attract a lot of other people as well. And that's what is causing us to.
I'm over here shaking my arms too, bro.
I mean, I'm sorry, but that's
bro. I'm over here like this. It's so powerful, man. I mean, like I told y'all, where would we be without this gentleman breaking down the circular economic? It just fires so well off of what we're doing. It just makes so much sense. And I mean, okay, just to piggyback off what Herschel just did, number one, incredible. That probably was the best presentation you've ever done, number one. And that's hard to say because they've all been phenomenal. But there's real world examples of what he just broke down of real people really having legitimate life-changing things happen to them very quickly. And I just had a text come in from a friend of mine who got positioned, got himself set up. You know, at minimum, I think he may have had 4 or 5 Lennies in the beginning, you know, a couple of $100. And he just sent me a text. I'm going to read you the text. He said, just claimed my days on both devices. He has 2 devices. $27,366.49. I am dreaming, bro. Am I dreaming, bro? He said, I am in awe. The amount is in just over a month.
He did what now? Please break that. Slow down, because
this now, you know, disclaimer, of course. Disclaimer,
right.
We know the income disclaimer and all that. You know, I'm not a financial advisor and all that stuff, you know, but
past performance is not indicative.
There you go. All that.
We're just speaking of somebody's experience.
Because, you know, we're talking about all the numbers and what could happen and possibilities. Well, and Mr. Deloach just laid it out. We've been doing this about 30 days, right? This is a gentleman that I sponsored. By the way, Mr. Herschel Crow sponsored me, right? So obviously you can see how I was very attracted to what he was saying because it was I'm a blockchain guy. I was like, oh, this got it. This
he sold
anyway. Yeah, it was done. So
yes.
He said, I just claimed my this is at 8:43 p.m. our time, like literally while Mr. Crow was talking. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I just claimed my days, which is a 10-day span, on 2 devices. $27,366.49. Am I dreaming, bro? Question mark, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. I said, wow. He said, I am in awe. The amount in just over a month. We only been here 30 days. That gentleman had been working
for the whole month.
This is an everyday guy that works a 9-to-5 job. He's a distribution courier for a major dealership here in Houston. He drives. We haven't even talked about that. That's coming too, where you're going to get paid for your distance. Your GPS is going to pay you if you drive Lyft, if you do Uber, if you're UPS worker, post. Stop. Anyway, all I'm saying is that's one person. Here's another one. Good friend of mine. crypto guy. He actually was an Uber driver. His wife works from home. Let me read a message from him about 3 weeks ago. Let me scroll up and find it. Yeah, this is crazy. This is what he said. All right, I just want to give you some real examples. He said, my wife and I are on pace to collect about 80 or more coins a week currently, which translates into about $2,500 a week. That's 5 figures a month. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Real people.
How
That
many
was
weeks?
3 weeks ago.
How many weeks ago?
That was August 25th.
The token was $6. The token was $6 then.
That's even more powerful what you just said. If he was earning $2,500 a week then, and the token was $6, and the token is $63 today, yeah, do the math. Do the math. So I'm just giving you some real world examples because we're all dropping these mega, just this incredible data, by the way, that should be blowing your mind about what we found, what we've dug, this 3 feet of gold. We've dug and found the ore of what I believe of a lifetime. That's just how I feel about it because of what's happening so fast. The creator told me and told us this is Bitcoin on steroids. And she said it, and I was just like, you've heard that before. Oh, Bitcoin better than Bitcoin. We've heard all the little cliche things over the years. If you've been in crypto, you've heard it.
Here's one other little nugget that we're going to be familiar with, and we don't understand why a lot of projects fail and go away. Number one, they don't burn any tokens. When you burn tokens, you hurt the true FDV. What is it?
Diluted market value.
Fair diluted market value, whatever.
Yeah,
you hurt that. It falsely inflates it. What this project does is the ecosystem itself. Because to participate, you have to purchase your miners with MQT, which means you have to go to the open market and buy the token. What does that do? That adds buy pressure. Then when you come back and use that MQT to acquire your miners, that MQT is then taken and put into a vault. It's taken out of circulation. It's not burned. It's put into a vault. We'll talk about that in a minute. When you have your miners, then you have to just think about it like activating it. You then have to take that miner and you have to put it in a docking slot, like plug it in the wall. But you have to pay for the slot that it goes in. You do that with MQT as well. And when you do that, that's taken and put into a vault. Those are the two utilities presently for MQT. They have true utility because you cannot mine without it. But when you take those tokens out of circulation, when you look at the circulating supply and the amount of liquidity that's there, that's when you start seeing the value of the token go up. And when it's out of circulation, it can't be sold. There's no one person that has enough tokens that they could go and dump on the open market to hurt the project. There were no tokens given to any investors. There was no tokens issued or allocated to any developers. There was no tokens provided to even the creator herself, all verifiable on the blockchain. Which means, Mr. CPMD mentioned this earlier. Yes, there were a few. When I say few, I mean a few. There was 200,000 tokens that was made available at an escalating price to provide liquidity and put tokens in circulation so there could be some tokens on the exchange for people to go and buy. So it was only 200,000 tokens that was put into circulation. And those ranged from 25,000 of them at 30 cents, just a small amount at that. And it escalated all the way up to 90 cents prior to the token launching on July 21st. So it's not like a whole bunch of tokens were put in circulation. Right now, there's still less than 300,000 tokens in circulation right now. I just don't know it off the top of my head, but it's 200-some thousand in circulation out of 21 million. But here's what's happening. Every time somebody buys a miner, every time somebody unlocks a docking slot, those tokens are then put back into a vault. Why is it in a vault? Remember, I told you before, this is a blockchain project, not a blockchain. So all the tokens have been issued, but not distributed. Time released over between now and the end of year 2059. People will say, well, what happens after year 2059? The ecosystem doing what it does pulls those tokens back out of circulation and puts them in a vault to be reintroduced to the market in year 2060. That is how the ecosystem continues to grow and flourish. And the faster we grow this community right now, while there's less tokens in circulation, the higher the value of these tokens will be as we move forward.
Man, that's absolutely incredible. Do you guys see what I mean? When Herschel Crow talks, there's going to be some value bombs and some fire dropped, man. So in respect to that, like if you guys were blown away by the information that he provided, let me wake you all up a little bit. Drop some fire in the chat, in the comments. Drop some fire. Y'all still with me? Y'all still rocking with me? Drop some fire emojis in the comments and everything, right? Because I want to make sure that you guys are getting what is being shared right now. I want to make sure you guys are picking up what he's dropping right now. There you go. Tori's dropping some fire emojis right now. I want you guys to really understand what he said, right? Following the pattern of Bitcoin that's already proven to do what it does, right? But you have the opportunity to get in now. Here's what I want you guys to get, right? He just said, and I was talking to Q about this early, yesterday, I think it was, right? Here's one thing, guys. We're going to go to 10K, I believe, in the next 30 days. And it's a good confirmation. I heard Herschel say it as well. I was talking to Q about it. I believe Ken is right on board with us. 10K. What I mean is 10K people in the next 30 days. It's actually the project 10K. All right. So here's what I want to ask now. Y'all drop fire in there. I know y'all awake, but this is where the rubber meets the road. How many of you all are going to be one of the 10K? If you're going to be one of the 10K, just drop 10K in the comments. Drop 10K in the comments. If you're going to be one of those 10K, because let me tell you, if we go, which it will, when it goes, I'm going to say not if, but when it goes to 10K people in this project in the next 30 days, you're going to see something that I believe, even with all the success that that the token has seen so far and the project has seen so far, you're going to see something that hasn't happened yet. This is going to be unprecedented what we will see over the next 30 days. How fast are you going to get yourself in position to do it? Are you going to be one of those people who say, I'm going to wait to see what happens? Or are you going to be one of those people who says, I'm going to be a part of making it happen? Right? I want to be one of those 10Ks. Now, let's talk about this really quick. And I don't know if Herschel, Ken, QB, one of you guys that are more qualified than myself, if somebody is ready to get started, they look at this and say, Anthony, I can't wait. I'm ready to get started. First of all, I want to let you guys know, if you found this because of me, right? We always operate with integrity. But if you found this because of me, you found it on my channel, you found it in my chats, my groups, or anything from me, I have my information in the description of this video. The link for you to get started is in there. And I got a video from Mr. Crypto Pays Me Daily in there that he talks about getting started, that'll help you get started. There's also support. This is one thing that I love about this project. There's also support to help you get started that they've put together. There's a support line, right? that can help you as well. Not only that, the people here try to help as much as possible, right? And so what I want to tell you guys is that don't feel like you don't have the support, because you do. So I want you guys to, if somebody's ready to get started, they say, Anthony, I'm gonna go click on the link. I'm gonna go get the link. What do they need to do to get started? Who can break it down for me so that average everyday person knows what they need to do to go ahead and get started with this project?
I was also going to say, Ken, if you have those links, I know you got that message with the support chat, our Telegram, all of that stuff. That would be great to drop for everyone.
We'll put that in there right now.
Outside of that, if you already have a MetaMask, I recommend using MetaMask because it works. It has all the functionality on mobile and on PC. It's probably faster to do everything on your mobile phone, since you're going to end up on your mobile phone anyway. If you have MetaMask on your mobile phone, pretty seamless process. But you can sign up on a PC and then move to your phone. You'll need to purchase some Avalanche, AVAX, and send it to your MetaMask wallet. Make sure you add the AVAX chain to your MetaMask wallet. If you don't know what that is, it'll be in the instructions. And like Mr. Deloach said, you can get assistance. But if you already know how to use MetaMask, you know how to add the Avalanche chain, you know how to buy some AVAX, wherever, it doesn't matter where you buy it from, just get it to your MetaMask wallet. Get Mr. Deloach's link. Put it in your dApp browser. Don't click the link just to go to the regular internet. You have to go through a dApp browser through your MetaMask wallet or through a MetaMask Chrome extension. Connect your wallet. 6-step process. Follow each of the 6 steps. In the top right-hand corner of the website itself, it says setup instructions. Complete PDF walkthrough with arrows and explanations of every step of the process to get your account set up. Once you have your account set up, if you have an Android, you go to the Play Store and download the GetFit mining app along with Google Fit. If you have an iPhone, if you follow the instructions on the page, you'll be able to go ahead and download the app from there as well. Just keep in mind, iPhone users, you will have to download Test Flight on your phone first. So you can go ahead and do that right now while we're sitting here. Go on and just download Test Flight to your phone first. And then when you go through the setup process, you'll get to a point where you'll just be able to click and download the GetFit mining app. But other than that, everything. And then on iPhone users, you're going to use Apple Health to track all of your fitness data. And here's the beautiful thing, Mr. Deloach. All of the people that's listening right now, I know it's, late till after 10 on the East Coast, 9 p.m. Central, or what have you. People are getting ready to go back to work tomorrow and all of that. Here's the beautiful thing about it. If you download Google Fit on your Android device right now, if you download Apple Health, if it's not already on there right now, and you get set up tonight, tomorrow, or Thursday, or Wednesday, guess what? This platform is going to compensate you for the past 48 hours anyway. So go ahead and get going as fast as you can. Get your apps going. Don't waste any time. Just know you have time to get it done, but don't waste time getting it done. And like always, we can find you help. Just
we got plenty of help around.
Yeah, we can find you help. Just say help.
You got a lot of support. That's one thing I love about it too. The support has been great. Again, it's not a new project, right? Herschel, how long have we been here on another blockchain? Three or so years.
The project itself has been in development for over 3 years now.
Yeah.
So
it's been established.
That's one of the things that I like, and I'll just share this with Mr. Deloach because he may not know this, and it may be good for someone else that's listening. I've been participating in this for almost 6 months now on a different blockchain. Here's what really got me excited is because I looked at the Binance Smart Chain is where this platform all began. And it has been this project's been mining over there over 2 years. And you've been having tokens A lot of tokens go into circulation. But here's the thing. And over about 4,000 to 5,000 people have participated with the blockchain over that time period at various stages for that period of time. Here's the thing. People always say, well, what happens if new people stop coming? Let me tell you something. New people stop coming over there. I still make profit every day mining on the Binance Smart Chain. So when I looked at this and it was a fresh start with no tokens in circulation and all of that, I'm like, it's a no-brainer for me because I know what it looks like. The opposite of this looks like, and it's still profitable. Ain't
Wow.
no rug. And I say this, we talk about rug pulls. In order to pull a rug, you have to grab it, right? You can't pull it without grabbing it. But in order to make a rug, you have to piece the fibers together. This project is structured to where Mr. Deloach started the call out saying this. He didn't have to wait for somebody to approve his withdrawal. So if the fibers are being dispersed to each individual on a daily basis, we hold the fibers of the rug. It can't be pulled. Because the rug never got put together.
Did y'all hear that? I know somebody ought to be excited about that, right? No rug pull. If you're excited about that, y'all do me a favor. Drop a 6 in the chat for me. Drop a 6 in the comment for me. If you're excited, I think we lost Q. But look, I want to tell you, if you're excited about that, drop a 6 in those comments for me. Light it up for me. No rug pulls. You're distributed your tokens.
Yeah, it's special, man.
This is super special what we have right here. And y'all saw Q doing the shimmy a little bit earlier, probably on the thing. You saw him getting it in, right? That's because he's making money, right? Like, come on, you be on doing the same thing when you realize the power of your movement, right? Like your movement is making you money.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about having to, run all day long and jog. And I mean, just moving my arms. My trackers are still tracking my heart rate, my calorie burn, my, the movements of my arms are, simulating steps. This is all real physical activity that's happening that you're getting credit for.
Yeah. Let's talk about the how long are we going to be, Mr. Loach? Are we good on time? Are we good?
Yeah, we good on time,
okay.
Man. Until we finish. Let's rock it.
There you go. I'd love to kind of piggyback off what Q just said because, we are rebranding right now into MoveQuest. GetFit Mining is the current name. What we're utilizing that. GetFit Mining, GetFit, Get Paid, but soon it'll be MoveQuest. And I think when you look at what MoveQuest encompasses, is really the everyday person just moving about, going about their day, going to work, getting up, having that commute, whatever they're doing at their job. People, I mean, think about, I just keep going back to these, scenes you see in movies where you see like the sun coming up and there's a part of a city where people are waking up and you just see the massive amounts of people moving, right? They're just moving, going about their day, whether it's, doing something in they're a farmer, or whether they do something in a high-rise building, or whether they, are a courier, maybe they move mail, maybe they I mean, think about all the people that just move, right? And all over the world, right? This is a global project. There are no boundaries. So I love the new branding, and it's going to be exciting. I'm just going to let y'all know what you see today is not what you're going to see in about 30 to 45 days. It's going to be top notch, first class. When you look at the app, when you in the app, MoveQuest, you're not going to remember what you experienced with GetFit. Not to say that GetFit what isn't great. It is great because it's gotten us off the launch pad, right? But I'm telling you right now, you're going to be so proud, so excited to share this it's just going to be something that I believe is going to change the world, right? The ideas, the concepts, the tentacles that are going to come off of this, from the leasing to the challenges, the battles, the arena, the gamification, the Pokemon Go S type stuff that is going to be built into this app is going to, I believe, is going to change the globe. You're going to see people in public doing things that you've never seen before based off what we're going to build here with this app. So you're in the right place at the right time to be a part of that growth, that expansion. I'm really excited about it. So I know the guys, we've seen bits and pieces of it, and we are jaw dropped at what's being built. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal, man. It's going to be an incredible thing to witness. So just wanted to add that in there, let y'all know what you see today. Or I guess you could put it like Fat Joe said, today's price is not tomorrow's price. Today's app is not tomorrow's app. What you're going to see in transition right here, getting started today, moving forward, is something incredible. Absolutely incredible. So just leaving it out there. I hope we lose Mr. Deloach. I think we might have lost him. But yeah, I'm using Avalanche. There we go. Yeah, so that's what it is. So it's just incredible. So you guys want to add on anything on that? Just exciting times. What can you say? I mean, we've got proof of concept, right? We've got proof of work, right? And now we have proof of what we've been calling proof of profit. We never really heard of that, but I believe that's what the creator was really after. She wanted to show the power in her vision in what she had built over the last 3 years and improve it, right? On a new blockchain, fresh day one. And man, so far she's done more than improved it, and we're just beginning. So really looking forward to this journey we're on. It's going to be phenomenal.
And just like, you look at a new development on the outskirts of town where used to be nothing sitting out there, and then all of a sudden you see 1 or 2 houses pop up, right? Then the next thing you know, you got a gas station coming in, a car wash. And now everybody's building up around there. Well, to buy a piece of land 5 years ago is not the same. You're not going to get the same piece of land tomorrow once they start developing. Same thing here. These miners, these $50 miners that are at a level that just about anybody can participate, won't be $50 6 months from now. The market is going to start dictating the value of those miners. So right now, for anybody that may be on the fence one way or the other, definitely get all your questions answered, do your research, make an informed decision for you and your family. At the same time, the price, the barrier of entry will change as the value of the assets within it increase. The speed in which that happens, no one knows. But if what we're thinking is going to happen happens, it won't be long.
Very true.
It won't be long.
Right. She said 6 months.
I don't know if it'll take that long, but
yeah.
We're already about to see the first increase, right? In our upgrading or evolving of the miners. We're going to have a $20 increase on the Lenny going up to the primary. That will take effect possibly tonight or tomorrow, as early as tonight or tomorrow. So, I mean, is it worth it? Absolutely, because we can see that, there's more value in the cost of a miner when you have a $65, $64 token. When it was $1, 6 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, whatever that was. Okay, well, maybe that price was warranted at that amount. But when you've done a 64x on your token and none of the miner prices have increased, you got to expect that some things are going to happen that are going to increase. We saw the submission fee has trickled up a little bit. It was about $2, maybe $2.50. Now that looks like it's about $4 to $5 when you're submitting every single day. But guess what? Now you're earning a token that's $63 that was before $6. So it's all relative, not even really relative. It's still a great deal, honestly, for
Nobody's
what we're getting. Yeah, for what we're getting, I could see that these could have already gone up and doubled in price. If our
Right.
miners would have doubled in price right now, it would still make sense because of the
Yep.
value of the token right now.
Yep.
If the token can do a 64x and our miner only do a 2x in cost, that makes sense. So take advantage of them now while they're cheap. I know I went in yesterday, but I minted so many miners yesterday. I didn't even realize I minted so many. I came back, I had 51 miners. I had minted
Digital real estate. I love it.
51 Lennies. I'm just sitting in there, was clicking the button. And I got
Wow.
some of them already up to Omegas. I got probably 15 of them already up to Omegas, you know, just real estate to have for the future.
There you go.
And one of the things we have not addressed on this call,
Wow.
just so everybody can really wrap their hand around the value proposition of what he's doing right now, he's looking at the future, just like that analogy that I just gave with development on the outskirts of town where it's starting to build up and people are moving out there. Well, as the value of the miners goes up, the barrier of entry for people that want to participate will go up. There will be some that it will start getting out of reach for. However, there's an answer, just like in the real world. If you can't buy a house, you can rent one. But here, you don't rent with money, you rent with physical activity. So those miners that Mr. CPMD is talking about is going to be the thing. He's going to mine as many of them as he personally can. But then he's going to take some of those and put them in the what's called a global leasing dock, where individuals that may not have the financial capability of being able to come in and, let's just say, the lowest level miners, maybe $500 each, and they can't afford to get. Some people may not be able to afford to get one, much less 7 at one time. So they can come and rent them, use their physical activity, and, for example, may lease them for 60-40 or 70-30 split, where they're earning 60% and the real estate owner or landlord is getting the 40%. Now he's making passive income off of assets that he acquired at $50. Now, if he chose to renovate them and improve them and make them more attractive and put some flower beds around them and evolve them from the lowest level miners up to the highest level miners, he can draw more rental income from those properties passively. So those are some other things that are available to those of you that are investors that start seeing the numbers, and after you do your research, you think and see the vision and believe that it can do what is being, touted to do, then you may consider positioning yourself to be able to have some rental property as well. And I don't even think we mentioned it. This entire platform is totally decentralized and smart contract driven. So these price increases, these changes, all these things were programmed into algorithms that are in the smart contracts that have been renounced. Anything that has to do with us being paid and receiving our digital rewards on a daily basis, those smart contracts have been renounced. There are still some things that the developers do to help manage the ecosystem and things like that, but not what pays us. The algorithms look and have been designed to keep the ecosystem balanced. So it tells the developers when a price increase needs to occur. So it's not humans saying this. It's accounting for. This is not one smart contract. It's a whole bunch of smart contracts intertwined with one another, and they all talk to each other. And when there's an imbalance, it balances it. It keeps the equilibrium at all times. And that's what you want. That's what it knows what it needs and when it needs it. So
that is good to know. Wow, man. Look, I'm telling you, I hope you guys got enough information tonight to make an informed decision for yourself, right? Or that you want to link arms not only with us, you want to be involved with something that has the momentum that this has, that has not, I don't even want to just say potential, but has the momentum, as I got from Ken, that has the momentum, right, to really do something absolutely amazing. There's a few times in our life where we get a chance to be involved with something like this. I mean, even if I went back and if I shared the screen again and I ask you, right, if I asked you how many times in your life, right, have you seen a token with this type of movement that you had the opportunity to participate in, right? That you had the opportunity to get in and it's doing this. It's what we call parabolic, and all that stuff. You get to see what this is doing and you get to make a decision. Hey, I want to be involved in that. Now, when I'll be honest, let me tell you guys from myself, I saw early on, it was months ago. I mean, it was a while back. I don't know how long it was, but Ken had told me about this, and I got on some calls. I listened to Herschel, right? But because I didn't understand everything, because I didn't really grasp it then, and I know Q says like, "Hey, look, it's good back then," but here's what I want to tell you guys: is because I didn't. Right, I missed out on an incredible opportunity, and I don't know how many of you all have done the same thing. Probably all of us, right? We all probably missed Bitcoin at 10 cents, right? And held it and had the foresight to see what it was then and hold on to it and not be like the guy that went and spent it on pizza. You know what I'm saying? So, but we have the opportunity now. You don't want to see this token at 62 and in a month or two see it at 1K, 2K, 3K, or even higher. What happens then? Like, you have the opportunity now, and it's a rare opportunity in our life that we get to participate in something like this. That's not just a meme coin. Yeah, we've seen with Shiba stuff and Doge and all these things, PayPay and all these little things, these little meme coins that people try to jump on and get. But what if you have something with real utility and all that type of stuff, man? It's absolutely amazing. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I want you guys to really get it. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but I want you to make an educated decision for yourself on if you want to participate in this and you want to take advantage of what's happening over here. I'm gonna go through some of the comments real quick before we jump off. I know we had a lot of comments. Most of the stuff has been answered, but I want to go through them anyway. Excuse me. So I want to go through some of these. We have the Mooney brothers on. I see Daryl's on. Good to see you on if you're still out there. But he said trackers is their electromagnetic technical connection to the body. The Apple Watches. I think most of the devices you can use. Android has like the Galaxy. Samsung has like Galaxy watches and all those types of things. Whatever your wearable, smartwatch, smart device should be, I believe, what you could use to actually do that. A lot of people using Apple Watch is very good. If you're an Apple person, it's definitely something that you can use there, right? Let me go over something. Yeah, cute. CPMD, Mr. CPMD is saying he uses Apple Watches, which is incredible. We got my guy G Balls from Crawling the Wealth. He's saying, I'm going to sign up, but will there be training to fully understand the entire project and how everything works and is connected? CPMD went over that. Absolutely. 3 events take place daily for people to learn. So this is the other thing. Like I said, you got a project that's incredible, but it also has a lot of support. And you don't see that all the time with projects, but this is what I love to see. Sean is saying, I really need help setting this up to get started. Once again, if you go in the description, there is a video that Q did, CPMD, he did with walking you through the process to actually get set up. If you get stuck, right, then you can you can actually, those events that you can actually join to take place 3 times a day, you can do that. You can reach out to me. We can probably get a session set up if you're really having trouble, so that we can actually go ahead and get you started and get you going. How does the watch work? That's Brenton. The watch is I guess you mean the Apple Watch. The Apple Watch is what's going to be tracking your movement and your fitness activity and all of that stuff, your sleep. Your Apple Watch tracks all of that. I believe the Android and the Samsung watches, I believe they do the same thing. I haven't used one of them before. I don't know, guys. I ask you guys, is Fitbits, do they work, or the people using the Fitbits? Or
Yeah, we found the best experience is usually if you have a Samsung phone, it's probably you're going to get the best experience with the Samsung watch. You have an Apple iPhone, you're probably going to have a better experience. Obviously, you're going to have the best experience with an Apple Watch. But there are other other options, cheaper options. There's just other options in the market. There's a band for every day of the year, right? That you can pick from. But the best ones that give you the best experience typically are the products that come with those phones, that go with the phones. They sync well. There's no third party apps you have to download. None of that. You just click your workout, it tracks your sleep. There are some other things with Android and Apple. They have their you have to pretty much set up your sleep on Apple, and then Android has another app, the sleep app, at least called Sleep, that you have to set up as well. But outside of that, if you have the those phones, a Samsung phone with a Samsung watch or an Apple iPhone with an Apple Watch, you're going to have a great experience, the best experience possible, right? But there are other options, Fitbits, Garmin's, the list goes on and on and on. Xiaomi's, there's so many different ones, different price points, but we've come to find out that the best is the best. It is what it is. Go ahead and break that little bank a little bit, and guess what? You're going to earn that back in a few days anyway. Just by having the better experience, you're going to have a better experience earning as well, right? We've learned that. Yeah.
Yep. So absolutely phenomenal. And for those watches, guys, I believe most of you all probably know this, but I went into a store today that repairs phones, and they had refurbished watches in there, like Apple watches and stuff, that were very cheap. For the benefit of doing this, getting those could be getting the refurbished watches, or even going on Amazon. Amazon has refurbished watches and stuff that you could get and take advantage of that.
Pawn shop.
Yeah.
Man, 135 on Amazon. Got it, ordered it at night. It was there the next day by 1 p.m. Amazon Prime, 135. And great.
There's a lot of options. A lot of options out there. You can find, if you're really looking for it, you'll find the price point you want and the value you're looking for. Yeah.
Marketplace. If you go on Facebook Marketplace, be careful. But if you go on there, it's probably somebody selling stuff. Just be careful.
I would use Swap. I would if you're gonna do Facebook Marketplace, go ahead. But you like Anthony said, be careful. But you can also use swappa.com. That's a PayPal backed, insurance backed. It's a very great site. They've been around a long time. I've been using them. Great success. Q's been using Amazon. Great success. I mean,
Amazon is quick.
Yeah, Amazon's quicker. Swappa, is just as official as that. They just make sure when you are buying your devices, your trackers, make sure that they actually are disclosing the battery that's left from the used device, because a lot of these devices, they've been through some stuff, and the battery power could be 30%, and you're wondering why your battery going dead, right? So make sure it's 80%, 90% or higher, or in that range, to make sure you're getting value out of it. You want the watch to be charged and hold the charge, right? So those are some things to look for. Cosmetic stuff, you can always get a case, you can always get a skin. It's okay, but hey, if they're discounted, it's always better to play wholesale than retail, right? Is what it is.
There you go. Absolutely. Crawling the Web G-Boss is asking, is this program global?
Yes, it is.
Absolutely. Decentralized program.
Every corner. When you get on our Zooms, we got people from Australia, people from Asia, people from the US, obviously all over the US, Canada, Jamaica. I mean, it's amazing. And we're just getting started. We haven't even scratched the scratch yet on what we're going to really go do. So it's going to be an incredible journey to see how this comes together and what we can go do collectively. It's been crazy. Yeah. Global.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we got we had an incredible live tonight, man. And we still got 28 people. And that's a testament to how powerful this is. People are still holding on to see all of what we're talking about and see how they can participate in this. And guys, you may have been looking for something for a long time. I believe that we can, through all the information that you've seen tonight and you've heard tonight, that you can say that, look, you probably finally found something that I've been calling it a legacy type program, right? Where this can really be a legacy run for you, especially for those who lead communities and who have a passion for helping people. And you've been trying to do that in this crypto space, but you can't find the right projects. You tried all the different things. You tried the ROI projects. You tried the smart contract projects that did daily ROI things on that as well. You've tried a lot of this stuff and it didn't work. But now you have something that can work for you and you can share proudly with your community. Right. And so this is something that I want you guys to really take a serious look at it. Nobody's going to try to tell you what to do, but all I want to say is take a serious look at it so you can make an educated decision for yourself on if you want to go ahead and join this. Here's another one. Can this be considered a business? And if so, can basic necessities then become tax deductible? For example, these watches. So I don't know if one of you guys. I want to.
I just put it in there.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I was about to say. I don't want to.
We don't give tax advice. We're
Yeah.
not, experts in that field. But
Yeah.
the person who you consult for your taxes, I guarantee you, they can tell you what you need to do or how you need to structure whatever it is if you want to do something like that. But that's a good question. I'm not sure. So
yeah.
I mean, there's usually always a way around things. You just got to know the way to get around it and how to structure it. So that person would definitely know.
Yeah, let the experts do what the experts do. Right. That's the big.
I just
thing.
Can we just pay our guy? That's it. Let him do what he do.
Absolutely. So yeah, it was a good question though. Great question. Glad you asked that to get with a tax advisor, especially one that knows crypto and all that type of stuff, and let them help you out with that. That'll be great. So guys, anybody else have any questions? Oh, those were good questions. While we got these gentlemen on, I told you what did I say at the beginning? The Mount Rushmore passive crypto is in the building, right? We didn't have Brandon on tonight, but maybe we'll get him on another night. But what we're going to do is we'll reconvene and we'll see when we can do something like, I like this, right? This forum and this aspect of things, and see if we can reconvene and do this again so that people can get this information and we can have more people exposed to it. Remember, guys, the push is 10K in the next 30 days, right? 10K people in the next 30 days. Just imagine what's going to happen to that token with all these people coming in and interacting with this token, buying it, and doing all this stuff. Man, it's going to go crazy. And so we're going to put a big push on this, and you get to be a part of that. The momentum. I might have to let me go to the trademark website, steal it from Ken. Like, let me see. I don't know.
Gotta beat you to it, man. Yeah, it just came to me when I was like, wow, this is, it's about movement, obviously. So, I'm always coming with a little marketing and stuff like that. But yeah, we have jointhemovementum.com for our Zooms and stuff like that. So it's worked. It's done well, man. But we got a lot more creative things to go do. This thing is, I'm telling you, the creative stuff we got coming and things that you're going to add, Anthony, and a lot of you all don't even realize how important you are to what we're doing. Again, it's a collective effort. The more people that we go and impact, reach one, teach one, and one at a time. We've done some numbers and we just check out, man. Let's just be honest. It doesn't even make sense. It's like, yeah, right. Okay. Let's do the numbers though. We're not going to not do it, but the numbers are they're staggering. They're staggering. When you start to look at what we can really go do, talking about generational stuff, it's powerful. So, but yeah, we're ready, man. We're excited, and it's going to be a pleasure working with you and bringing the team on board and seeing who raises their hand and said, I'm ready, and who wants to go build it. And we're just going to keep doing it, laying it out right now.
Absolutely. And you know what's powerful about this? And I want to say this. I said the Mount Rushmore passive crypto. Unlike the regular, the real Mount Rushmore, we're going to be able to add heads to this, right?
Absolutely.
we're going to be able to add heads to doing people that want to get involved with this project. And then now that we're going to have different heads, different faces on this Mount Rushmore, and it'll be able to expand right into is absolutely phenomenal. And here's one thing I want to talk about this, and I say this all the time because this is something that's very near and dear to my heart. Look, a lot of us, these guys on here, myself, a lot of us, we've been able to be very fruitful in this crypto space, right? In this passive crypto space, we've been able to produce a lot of fruit. One of the biggest things for us now is to go and plant more trees that can produce fruit. And that's why we do this, right? That's why we want to go out and we want to say, look, how many people can we help become a tree that produces fruit? Yes, we are producing fruit. Yes, this project is going to produce fruit for us. But how many of you all are going to have that testimony like the Uber driver that's $2,500 a week? Not giving any financial claims or anything like that, but how many of you all are going to have that testimony of that or more? How many of you all are going to have that testimony of 27,000? Right? How many of you all are going to be next? Right? That's all we're trying to figure out, who's next. And look, we're going to end on a strong note, but while we're ending, if you're going to be next, drop a 777 in the chat, in the comments right now. If you're going to be next, all of my people who are going to be next, right? I'm next. I want you to drop a 777 in there because it's definitely your time. You go crawl in the well. There goes Ken. I see the 777s coming in. Guys, you're solidifying. You're already putting out there that this is what's going to happen for you, right? Don't be afraid to really put it out there, what you know and what you want to happen for you in this time, right? So we just gave you guys some incredible information. I'm gonna give the panelists a last. You guys have any last things that you want to share before we jump off?
I just appreciate you allowing me to share some time with your community. And as you talk about, that Mount Rushmore-esque depiction, as soon as you said that, Momentum Mountain came into mind.
Oh, wow.
Love it.
And how that could actually be built with many, many heads, many, many trees being planted. And here's fertile soil that we can plant it in. So I just welcome anybody that chooses to join on board, and wish to help in any way that I can.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think I'll add one thing. I think I said it. I think I typed it in the chat last night when you all were live. This journey in network marketing, you've always needed people. You've always had to have people were the resources, right? Because you needed autoships and you needed, all the things that people brought to the table when it came to this space, even in crypto. Well, for the first time, I can say we don't need people. We don't need people, but we want you. We want you to experience this. We want you to have a piece of this pie because it's going to be massive. And it's so much. You heard what I read earlier. If you were on, just 2 testimonials that within the last 2-3 weeks that have come in, one live right when I was on, and then one a few weeks ago. How much more has his life changed since he sent me that life-changing text? Because based off what took place, so there's going to be thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of testimonials like that when we go out here and we share this with people. It's all about reaching one, teaching one, educating, impacting other lives. And it's already happening. We haven't even been doing this 30 days. I keep saying that. It just keeps hitting me harder and harder. Like, are you serious right now? So I'm excited. I'm pumped. I'm so glad to be in partnership with these gentlemen. Couldn't be any better character individuals to be in partnership with. It's just, I get chills thinking about what we're about to go witness in the next just 90 days. Christmas and New Year's and all that is going to be totally different. And we want you to be a part of it. So thanks so much, Mr. Deloach, for doing this. First of many. And let's move.
Yeah, and just to say, man, appreciate you, Anthony, man, for I know we were on last night, on again tonight. Hey, that's this is just what we do, right? We talk. So anytime, we're here, I'm here. Ken and Herschel, we communicate on a daily basis, right? And we are all in all right now. And I'll just tell you, if you looked at this tonight and you saw something that just even intrigued you a little bit, you might not believe it, right? Why? Because your mind is telling you right? You've been in so many things before that have not worked. Why is this one different, right? Well, we did talk about a lot of the things that are different here, but even if you still don't believe it at that point, I always remember, the people who made the big income when we were in network marketing companies. They always said, just borrow somebody's belief. Borrow the belief of these guys that are on this panel and my belief, just for a little bit. And for a small amount of money, just experience what we're experiencing and then let the rest just take over. Because see, when you see that it actually works and you actually can take those coins, liquidate those coins, and actually turn that into some dollars, your belief goes through the roof, right? So even if you don't have that belief right now, just borrow our belief, right? Because we've seen it all as well. We've been through it all as well. We've lost a lot as well. Our communities have lost a lot as well. But what if this is just that one that you've really been waiting on that can really change your life? If I told you guys where I was at 45 days ago before this project started to where I'm at right now, that right there is a story in itself. It's a whole story, movie in itself, as how quickly things can change for you. It can happen so quickly. So we want you here. Come join us. Hey, we got a lot of resources, a lot of help. Use them. Get yourself started. I'm about to go get my workout in. I got 2 hours and 12 minutes before the night ends. I'm about to go clock a 2-hour workout right now before 12 so I can make sure I max out my numbers. And I got some work to do. See you guys, man. Appreciate you, Anthony.
Absolutely incredible, man. That's wonderful. You guys see what's happening. Join the Movementum and Movement Mountain. I'm telling you, it's time for us to go ahead and make this happen. If you guys are ready to get started, drop into the description of this video. All those resources that you need are right there for you to go ahead and get started. And we want to welcome everybody that does get started to the Momentum, right? And this is going to absolutely blow you guys away, right? And I'm excited for you. So until the next time that we do this, I want you all to have an absolutely phenomenal evening. I want you guys to go out and make it happen and live the life of your dreams. Until then, we are out. Peace.